What is going on? I don't know. I know there's always something going on around here, though. Man, it's nuts around here. The holiday season has been crazy as well. And you know what? The holiday season can get, as you get older, can be a bit bittersweet, right? I mean, I've always liked the holiday season. But then, a lot of people that I've known are now passed away. And so that's the tough thing. My dad died around Thanksgiving in 2003. And my wife, Roseanne, her mom died around the Thanksgiving time just about 3 years ago. And so, yeah, it's so there's that. Otherwise, I still try and get myself in the holiday spirit, and sometimes it's more difficult than others. And especially down in southern Florida, you never get snow. You don't live up in the mountains with pine trees, and so you don't get that real like Christmassy feel necessarily. And just like, yeah, well, it's very different. So it's going to take some getting used to. Although it's nice when you can go outside, shirt sleeves, and it's 72 degrees, and everybody else is freezing their ass up north. So that is a big plus. Buckhorn, baby, Buckhorn, Keto USA. They're the ones, not Keto USA. That's where you can buy this, by the way. And you might be able to buy this in some other places, including White Mountain Knives, possibly, okay? So you might check them out, because if you can, then you can get 10% off. And this thing, this is the edition where it's made in aluminum with 14C, okay? The original one that I did months ago was the titanium one with M390. Keto makes this brand of knife. They're the OEM for this. Karbon is Ken Onion's brand, and he's doing his designs, which are great, right? This is the Buckhorn. And then I recently, you could look down in my list of videos and see that I did the Smoke Show. Smoke Show, pretty knife, real pretty knife. But then I did this in the titanium. And then when I saw this, and I saw this on Everyday City Carry, my buddy Ray up in New York. But then again, he ought to have one, right? Because Ian is our Keto USA guy that handles the Reich knives in the USA. And he lives up in New York City. I don't know which one. I think maybe the Bronx, somewhere in there. But he's nice. He's fun, and I always like to work deals with him when I see him at the shows. But his brother Richard is the one that does the designing on the Reich knives. Okay, the Reich knives. Now, Keto makes Reich knives, and then they OEM for other people as well. So Keto makes this, and this is the brand that they're making, as well as other brands for other people. But this is beautifully done, as Reich knives only can do, right? And of course they did the Microsoft, or the Microtech. God, where am I getting Microsoft from? I always mix that up too. When I type it in, Google tries to go Microsoft instead of Microtech. But the Microtech Bravo, SOCOM Bravo, beautiful knife, God. It's really nice. But this one is beautiful too. And Reich had all those integral knives that they did. The Thor 1, the Thor 2, Thor 3, whatever. But this one is not an integral. And this one is aluminum and 14C. So I've talked my way all around that, but I wanted you to know Keto is the manufacturer. I didn't know that 3 or 4 years ago, and I've been talking about Reich knives for 6 years. So amazing that I didn't know that before. I hadn't figured that out, and it hadn't been explained to me. So I thought, in case you want to know, Ken Onion is great designer, and of course he's a custom knife maker, Marine Corps, okay, Hawaii resident, and works also with Jeff Park, or Jeff works in his shop as well. And so they've done a lot of designs for CRKT. But this is Ken Onion's production brand. And baby, this is a good ass knife. And I know you've probably, if you haven't seen any other guys on YouTube talk about the Buckhorn, look them up. See what they say. I was one of the first. And I'll tell you one thing, it is a great knife. I mean, this is nice because it's thinner here, thicker here, thinner here. Beautiful little things like this micro milling. Look at this texturing around here and around there. And that match up here and here, but they also thought to go ahead and put it right there too. The little three holes. I mean, this is things that Ken Onion, concepts, but somebody like Reich or Keto to manufacture this, to make his concepts reality, It's a nice knife. It's a full-size knife, and that's another thing. But it's not a heavy knife, so it's not awkward or anything. Look at that. I mean, it's close to a 4-inch blade. Not quite, but, an eighth shy of that, right? And so it's 97 millimeters, and it's 8.5 inches overall length at... it's 20 centimeters. No, 22 centimeters at, let me get my mark on here, 8.65, overall length in inches. Ow. Yeah, it's definitely full size. And like I was saying, okay, so take a measurement here. Okay, this is 0.46 of an inch, right? Let's come out here. What's this? Okay, come on to the fat part. Almost 6/10, but it's 0.58. As we go in and in and in and in and in, and so that's just fascinating. That they've done this contouring that way as well as contouring this way. You can only imagine the machining that you would have to do, because you'd have to set this up to do. I mean, I worked at a machine shop for about 3.5 years to think about the contour this way and the contour this way in a 3-dimensional, and how would you, thank God for computers, right? How you would calculate the gradual contours going both ways. Whew. And the whole difference in this texturing. I mean, when you sit down and you look at some of these knives these days, it's fantastic what they do. By the way, this is a liner lock, and my lockup is 30% or 25%, somewhere in there. Pretty easy to disengage because you do have a little bit of height differential, and you got this little area machined out here as well. Also, and it is over the detent super quick right there. I mean, this moved like almost nothing, right? And it's over. No, not yet. Just a fraction more. And whoop, on top of the detent ball right there. There it goes. Okay. So it's really quick over the detent ball. Very quick. Okay. Just like that. And then these are also angled, right? These thumb studs. It's just, when does it stop? And you kick it, and they're machined, you know, so there's texture on them. Nothing is left untouched on this knife. I know it's $150. You go, it's aluminum and 14C. Come on. Okay? I mean, you know, everybody's got their own decision to make. I understand. And the full titanium one's like $275. So there is an argument there for another 100 and a quarter, and you get the titanium and M390. And if you don't want the black, okay. This is pretty stunning though with this black and this gold, especially when it's like a bullet casing here, right? That's nice. And of course the design, do we even need to talk about that? I mean, it's a Ken Onion design, right? Wow, just amazing. Much less the grind on the blade being fascinating in itself, right? Nice belly here. Good cutting tool. Come here, let me go get some cutting material, actually. It's just fun. You can spend a long time looking at all the details on this knife. Wow. Yeah, baby. Okay, you got it. Whew. But also this flipper tab, look at that, how muted it is. It's just nothing, but just so easy. Don't even have to look. You just find it. It's very intuitive. It really is. Boom, right there. And it's jimped. Kick it right there. Now, hold on. Wow, is that the stop? And these don't actually touch? Hold on. No, I don't see where they're hitting. So that must actually be the stop, but it looks like these thumb studs are, doesn't it? Do they hit down here? I'm not seeing where they are. So let's roll it back around. What does that say? 14C, 28N right there. Okay. So let's roll this back around. Bam, right there. That's one stop. And I've seen knives that use two stops because I couldn't figure out how to do it efficiently enough to, you know, with the design incorporated and everything, to get just one stop. There's a stop for open and there's a stop for close. This one looks like same stop. And then, of course, the thumb studs are not involved here. You can see they're off the handle far enough for you to be able to flick them efficiently. Okay? But it's got just a droppity-ass drop. And, oh, by the way, I believe multi-row ceramic bearings. Wow. That's amazing. Take a look. I'll put my link to the Karbon Buckhorn that I did in the titanium, because I'm sure the bearings are the same. Okay. And check it out, because I did do a disassembly on it. And so you can see how it's set up, because this is the exact same, it's just different materials. It's the same, except different materials. So it's just as fun. I got it basically because I thought this was stunning with the gold and the black. Okay, because I saw Ray, Everyday City Carry, show it off, and I go, I hate you, and I want one too. And so I did, and that's when I got this, the Buckhorn and the Smoke Show at the same time from Ian. Okay, I just got them both at the same order, but wow, I just had to check this out to see if it drops as nice, if it feels as nice, if it's just, you know, the same basically. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised to know that it was the same. And you know what? Yeah, 128. What was I doing? Oh, I went past already. Or did I? No, 4.5. Okay. It's not that heavy. It's not that heavy. Ergos are beautiful here. Palm swell, all this stuff. It feels good because of this contour, these contours, everything there, and reverse grip feels awesome as well. So, you know, and this nice choil here, you could jump up on this, but also, you know, a nice clearance area for sharpening, stropping. It's just every little thing he thought of on this. It's amazing. And can't remember. The packaging is not bad because it's a fitted, you know, box thing here. So here it is like that, you know, fits right in there. And then you get your little card with it, certificate of authenticity. And then microfiber cloth. It's all done very tastefully and nice. Absolutely, really is. Solid piece. I like it. I really do. And it's so much less expensive. It's $125 less expensive. So, and you know, then at $150, you can feel like, and by the way, at $150, you can feel like you can carry it, right? Where maybe close to $300, you're going, yeah. Oh, and if you catch this on White Mountain Knives, because I kept thinking they were carrying Karbon, Karbon, this, right? So, and they do carry Reich, and they carry a lot of Keto USA knives as well, okay? So if you find this and it's $150, then you get $15 off. Now it's $135, right? No tax, no shipping costs. That might tip the scale for you, right? But whew, love it. Love it. Definitely worth the money for me, okay? I love the way it feels in the hand and everything. I'll let you go. Thank you so much. Yes, we do love them knives. You guys stay sharp.